skinny, fat,
He's heavy.
heavy? How much would you say he weighs?
I don't know. How much do you weigh?
Like 175, 170.
Could you stand up and let me look at you?
Yeah.
Turn around a little bit.
Ed probably weighs 200 pounds.
Okay. I think that'll probably cover it. Does he go by Eddie?
Eddie.
What's he drive?
He was in some little white car. I don't know. He's got 2 or 3 cars.
Was he involved in the robbery?
He involved in it? No. He builds houses now. He doesn't even work offshore anymore.
And in no way was he involved in the robbery.
He doesn't even know. I mean, he knows about it because we told him about it when we got there. I had to tell him why we felt like we were in a bind.
Okay. We'll let you know when to make the call. They're going to make sure the agent's outside his residence before we make the call. Okay? Now, let's get back to, well, I think y'all wanted to tell us about some other crimes, but I had a question a little bit more pressing. You got some friends of yours? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know that he necessarily wants to tell you about the crimes, but
Sure.
I wanted to make sure that if those issues came up, we knew what was going on with that.
Certainly.
But I mean, I'm sure since you know about him, you'll probably ask.
Not just crimes. There's other things too. But this is getting into areas that are where you start talking about protection and shit like that. And this is outside your purview. If we get into any of that.
Okay. You had a meeting over at your house, according to the witnesses we've talked to. Friends of yours came over there. You were having a meeting. They described the bucket truck being out front. They described a large black male matching the description of Mr. Stallworth being there. They've identified him. And they also said Mr. can't think of his name at the moment. Mr. Tice was over there at the house. You posed the question, are you wanting to make some money? Without any questions or somewhere along that line was my understanding of it. And they declined. Do you remember this meeting?
No.
You told me that there was only one time that Mr. Stallworth was over at your house, as
Yeah.
I recall, along with Gary.
Yes.
Is that the same instance that Pat was over there with the bucket truck?
No, the bucket truck wasn't there.
Okay. The instance when Pat is over there with the bucket truck, had the bucket truck been over there just the one time?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. While you were home and present, do you recall the bucket truck being there any other time?
No.
Okay. The day the bucket truck was over at the house, who was over the house with you?
Patrick and this other guy, and I can't remember his name.
The white guy.
Yeah, Bob or Greg or Billy or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Would there be some black males in your backyard at the same time?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Do you recall some people coming over and you making this offer?
Some people who are you talking
Some friends of yours.
Some friends of mine.
Yes.
What do you mean friends of
I
mine?
gotta catch the first names again. I can't remember. Gene, and you know Gene, and his wife?
I think that's his wife.
Gene?
Yeah, you know Gene.
Well, I know a couple of guys named. Well, I know one guy named Gene, but he has never been to my house. I don't even.
What about the Gene that's been to your house?
The Gene that's been to my house is a woman, a friend of Pam's.
Right.
Okay, she got a husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, friend of Pam, Gene, and did she have a husband, boyfriend, or somebody that goes with her? The other investigator made the interview with them. That's who's giving us this information.
Gene and Glenn?
That's it. Remember that meeting?
No. I may have been drunk.
Okay. Well, it made an impression on them. They come over. There's a big bucket truck out front. There's a guy who they describe same as you do as being over there. There's Patrick, who they recognize. There's also Mr. Stallworth there, who they also recognize.
If he was there, I don't recall him being there, or I didn't see him there.
Okay. Do you recall that isn't them coming over at all?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't recall that. I may very well have been tore up from the floor up.
Okay. Well, they're giving us sworn testimony or statements to the fact that they came over. You are telling them you're holding a meeting, asking them if they want to make some money.
I must have been drunk, honestly.
Okay.
If I sit and think about it, I may be able to remember them coming over when Patrick was there, but
I mean, the bucket truck kind of stands out to me.
yeah, but as far as I know, the bucket truck was only over there once. It may have been over there twice.
Okay. The time you do recall the bucket truck being over there, and you met this gentleman with the bucket truck. Tell me about that again.
He was introduced to me by Patrick as a friend of his, and he told me his name was like Greg Powell or something. I don't know. I don't remember, but he certainly didn't tell me it was Cav Tice, if that's who it was. Because to my knowledge, I never met him.
So Greg Powell is
I don't
the name you recall?
No,
being
I'm just saying that. I mean, Powell is the name of the guy that works on the boat for us.
Yeah, I remember I interviewed him.
Listen.
Who's that?
The guy that works on the boat for you.
You interviewed him?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Today.
Oh, Tim Powell?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I know you're skirting around because you're nervous, and we know.
I'm not skirting around. I'm telling you the truth. I honestly don't know.
Well, we know exactly what you're dealing with, okay, and where we're going.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
I am.
But we're here today to work everything out, and let's get this ironed out and knocked out.
I'm all for that, but I can't. If I can't recall, I can't recall.
That's true. I appreciate that.
I mean, the life that I live, working offshore and coming home, is a really hard life. It's hard on everybody. That's why the divorce rate is so high.
We feel you.
And when I come home, I just want to relax.
You don't think we're in that? You don't think we know where you're coming from?
I understand why.
I haven't seen my family in 7 days.
Oh, I don't get to see mine for 28.
So we know. Well, I'm just saying we know exactly what you're doing and coming from.
And when I come home, I'd obviously drink more than I should. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not uncommon to start the day off with Kahlua or Irish what is it called? Irish cream in my coffee. And then by 8 or 9 o'clock, especially if I'm puttering around in the yard or working on something, unless we're going to town to do any running around, by 8 or 9 o'clock, I may be drinking beer. So by 6 or 7 in the afternoon,
Let me ask you something.
you know, I can't recall everything that I said and did.
We did a search warrant on your residence where you live,
Yeah,
and we recovered a number of weapons.
yeah, a number of guns. Yeah.
Right. Where did these weapons come from? We didn't find them at your residence. Where were they kept at?
I have no idea. I honestly, if she told me, I don't know. I don't recall.
Okay. I believe you said you personally purchased the Ruger Mini 14 and the Colt AR, and I think the Ruger 9mm.
Yes.
The Ruger 9mm, obviously, we recovered. But the Ruger Mini 14 and Colt AR, where did you store them prior to your leaving to go back to work?
In the gun locker.
In the gun locker. Did we find a gun locker there?
Yes, it's not.
Okay.
It's a locker. It's not a gun safe.
Okay.
And I bought that to put ammunition in.
Okay.
So it would be segregated from the guns.
Okay. You kept those weapons there, and we recovered quite a few weapons there, as I recall. Several shotguns, handguns, a rifle, an airsoft, I think, as I recall too, right? And then
An airsoft.
Little toy gun.
yeah. And then you're telling us of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, all long guns.
6 more, and there should
Yeah.
only be 5.
Well, 2 rifles, a shotgun, a 12 gauge, a shotgun, a SKS, a 223, and a pistol grip shotgun you talked about.
This SKS is 223.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, I wrote it twice.
That's why I ended up trying to find. I couldn't find a magazine for it because everything is 7.62. It's hard to get a 223 magazine for an AK variant.
Okay.
Apparently.